Hello everyone, welcome back to another session with me. This is Sanyukta Saxena, and in this series till now we have drawn a couple of tiles. We have tried brush pen calligraphy. I have explained you some of the basic strokes that would be nice to practice in case you want to draw or you want to write with brush pen. Yeah, so these are some of the tiles that we have already done. Now we'll start combining these alphabets, form words, and then tangle all around. But before that, let me just run through all the strokes that we learned. Yeah, so the first stroke that we had learned was the upstroke or the entry and exit stroke, which is a light-handed stroke. The second was the uh, downstroke, which is a high pressure stroke, right, using the base of this brush pen. Then we learned the underturn, which is a thick stroke followed by a thin stroke. We also learned the overturn, which was like this, the reverse of underturn. We also did the compound curve, which was like this, right? Then we did the oval. One was anti-clockwise like this, and the other was clockwise. So start from half and then complete the orb, right? And then we did the ascending stem loop and the descending stem loop like this and like this, right? So these were the basic strokes that we practiced. Now we are going to form small words using these strokes. Basically using these strokes we'll write letters. I will break it down for you and then we will write a word and then we shall tangle around it. So I now have a 5 tile in front of me, which is a rectangular tile, and we are going to be writing the word hope on it. Yeah. So I'll show you the alphabets, each of the letters separately first, and then we shall combine them to write the letter so that you would know how to join the letters also, right? So let's get started. When it comes to writing the H, there are a couple of ways in which you can do that. So you can either use your Tombow or your Koi brush pen, whichever way you are comfortable. So generally, if you want to keep it simple, start with the swash, come down with a heavy downstroke, again one more heavy downstroke, and then another swash. That's a simple way to write your H. If you want to give it a more loopy kind of a feel, it is entirely up to you. Once you know these strokes, you can manipulate them anyway to write your own letters, give them your personal touch. So if I want to write a loopy one, I will go like a light upstroke, then come down heavy, again a light upstroke like this, again turn, again come down heavy and release the pressure, right? So that is also H. So depends how do you want to write it. O, as I showed you, is the oval stroke. So again you will start here and then increase the pressure and then go back, and then here just add a little pressure and release it like this. Yeah. As far as P is concerned, again there are a couple of choices how you want to write it, right? So you can either start with an entry exit stroke, come down heavy and give a loop. This is the descending stem loop, and then you just have to draw a kind of an oval shape like this, and then again an exit stroke. Either you can do your P like this. So otherwise, if you are a cursive fan, then you can draw an ascending stem loop, come down heavy like this, and then an underturn, and then release the pressure by entry and exit stroke, right? So that was P. And if you want to write E, this is again a partially an oval that you write, right? So again here I'm showing you E. So go up, light stroke, and then increase the pressure just as you do for an oval. Yeah, I'll show you again. Light upstroke, press the brush pen for a heavy downstroke and an exit stroke. That's your E. Yeah, so let's write it on our 5 tile, and then we will just tangle a little bit around it, give it an embedded kind of a look. So this is a small place. If you want, you can use your bold brush pen, or you can use a slightly thinner, a little less bold Tombow. I'll use my brush pen only, the Koi brush pens. Yeah. So let's get started. I'm using blue here. So I will start with the loopy edge. So a thin upstroke and then press it hard. Again a thin upstroke, go up again, press it hard and take it up. Yeah. So that was edge, and then start here and then press it hard. They meet here and then just a thick, that was O. Then we have to write P. So again, up to you, how do you want to write it? If you want to write it like this, then this is a descending stem loop and this is an oval, right? And then an exit stroke which meets with the E. So again a thin upstroke, a thick downstroke and an exit stroke. Yeah. So you can see how we combined the strokes that we learned to form different letters and also a word, right? These entry and exit stroke help you to connect the alphabets or letters. That's why they are important. It is basically a thin upstroke, yeah, which helps you connect to the next letter. So let us now tangle all around it. So what I'm going to do is basically, since we are stressing on writing the letters and the words, we'll keep the tangling part simple, and I'm just going to give it an embedded kind of a look. So for that, what I'm going to do is just enclose this letter first, something like this. Right, if you want, you can just enclose it here also like this. Yeah, and then add auras. So starting with the first aura, yeah, so just putting the word that I wrote inside space and enclosure, and now I'm going to add some bit of weights here and there. Randomly. And I'm also going to add some fescues wherever I feel like. Yeah, so just randomly adding it anywhere, adding again some weight wherever lines are turning. Right, so we have added some fescues. Now I'm going to repeat the process. So again, wherever lines are turning, just add a little extra ink, and now repeat the process of adding an aura, this time taking along the fescues. Close auras. Yeah, again enclose all the fescues inside the second aura. Take your time, slowly do that exercise. So that was the second layer of aura. Now we are again going to look for places where we can add some bit of weight, some ink and some orbs. So wherever there are cross turnings, just add some weight. Wherever you feel like. Some spaces you can easily squeeze in some orbs. Right? And then go back and again add some bit of weight wherever you feel like. So it's kind of weaving in diva dance inside the auras with the auras. Yeah. And then again I'm going to add the third layer. Close aura, go slow. This time take the orbs, the tipple also along inside the auras along with the humps of the diva dance, all inside the third layer of aura. Like this. Yeah, so you can go on like this, add a couple of more. I shall do that. And in between spaces, if you want, you can also, instead of tipple, add some poke roots, some poke leaves. It's entirely up to you. Whatever you feel like. Some bit of ink here and there. Some poke roots. Right? Again, wherever you find those curves, just add some extra ink. Add humps here and there, just the way you do for diva dance. You can add some poke roots. Any tangle that you feel like. Right? And then I'm going to again add few more layers of auras. Yeah, in the same fashion. So still continuing with the same process of adding auras and poke roots and now some bit of printums here and there depending on the spaces that I have. Adding a little bit of weight as I draw my printum. Yeah. So wherever you wish to, you can add some moons, some printums, anything that has repeating auras and would merge comfortably with your diva dance. Yeah, so just not really thinking how, where, what, just going with the spaces that I have. Yeah. wherever you feel like. Again, adding some more poke roots here. So I'm not using too many tangles, but using lot of auras, just as we do for embedding or embedded letters. The same thing. Some bit of weight wherever you can. Yeah, and then just go ahead and add a few more auras. So I'm going to add one more layer of SQ before we finally close by adding a few more auras. So just take your time wherever you feel like. Just add a few more like this, and then you can finally add one or two more auras just the way we did earlier. Close auras, not really leaving much space between the last aura and the next. Take your time. Yeah, so if you want, you can add one or two more, or you can just close it here. Yeah, probably we can add one or two more also. I'm just going to add some bit of blue chalk after the last aura that I've added, since we have blue inside also. So I'm just adding some bit of blue chalk outside the final aura. So this is a very simple and nice way of decking up your letters or words, giving it the embedded letter kind of a look, which just consists of repeating auras and probably a few tangles that gel well with the repeating auras and have kind of the same nature, such as crescent moon or printums or many more tangles which have kind of same step repeated again and again, auras. Yeah, so I'm just done with that. And now let us first shade a little bit. So what I'm going to do is add some really thick graphite here inside on one side. Really thick. You can also use your gray brush pen if you have it handy. So I have made it really thick on one side and then just touching on the rest. I've not really added a shadow here, but you can, as I've shown you, either on the left side or the right side of the hope. Yes, and now let us first blend. So as far as blending the black is concerned, I'm going to keep it dark here to give the impression of a dip there, and then slightly blend the rest like this. So I'm just going to zoom in a little. So you can, if you want, use your brush pen or even a darker graphite pencil here to give that impression of a dip. For example, I have my gray brush pen handy, so you can add a little extra darkness there, something like this, yeah, to give it the impression of a dip. And then we will blend the rest. So use another blending stub, a different one, and then just pull away the blue, since we have our word in blue. So I thought, why not give a bluish background. Yeah, so you can add more so that you kind of fill up the background with blue. So blend it well. Just make sure you just use a different blender. Circular strokes helps to blend easily. Take your time. So I'm done with my blending the blue. Now if you want, you can give touches of shading on your embedded also, if you wish to, at certain places. If you want, you can give some touches of graphite. For example, wherever you have added moon, you can touch some bit of graphite at the ends. Yeah, not much. I don't want to do too much, right? So let us just blend some touches on the poke roots, on the Printum. Yeah. Blend it. That's about it. I don't think we need to do more. If you want to touch on these orbs, you can do that. I'm not going to add too much of shading. Certain places where lines are curling up, you can highlight the dip if you want. Yeah. So just some subtle touches here and there. And that's it. I don't think we need to do more. So if you want, you can add a shadow to hope, or you can add some black pearls inside. They are a good embellishment always. Good idea to add them to enhance the look of your tile. And the slight shadow underneath is all that you need when it comes to black pearls. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, so that's a little bit of fun with brush pen calligraphy and Zentangle coming together. I will see you again in the next session, and we will try writing some more words, explore more of brush pen calligraphy. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.